Hello all, Julia Hartstein here, back to teach your tree. We're going to do it in my home now, so that way you can find places in your dwelling that you can do when you don't have a reformer, because it's not necessary. And I'm going to pick the steps in my home. Depending on your height, you may pick the third step, right? If you're somebody who's very tall, you'll probably touch here. If you're somebody who's shorter, I don't think you would go too much lower because you can see how my hips are under my knees. Try to get something where your hips are above your knees, mostly, but that you can put your feet on the floor comfortably. So maybe you won't have steps depending on where you live. If you live in an apartment, that's not going to be conducive. Find a chair or a bench, a box, something that's a little harder, preferably not like your couch or a cushy chair or a bean bag or the bed. Those are a little too soft and you're not going to be able to feel where your hips are. So as you see, I brought over one of my hand towels. These are great to make as pillows in your workout, and also if you need them for other things, because if you remember in the other video, which I'll use this in a second, I'll put this back here, excuse me. If you noticed in the other video when I'm teaching on top of the reformer, I had stuck some of the heavier pads under one side because I tend to sit into one side, and when I'm not feeling strong and flexible enough, I can just easily sit there without, right? Like I'm purposely sitting, now I'm sitting even, which it might not look that way to you either way, right? But I tend to sit back into this hip a little bit. It might be very subtle and you don't see. Look, my baby Yoda finger. So, finding your tree, we want to find the modified version first, which is the modified version. I used to have Mr. Bagley in the certifying studio. Him and his wife used to come in, and I believe they were clients of Joseph Pilates and then followed Romana. Either way, they've been with Romana for a while, and I had been teaching him, and he didn't want to do the tree anymore, and I'm thinking, oh, I can't do that. Shari's going to kill me. He's got to do a basic. I can't just let him not do it. And I was like, why don't we do the modified version? So we called it the bush. So if you'd like to, we could call it the bush. Yes, I know, baby. This is Keep Your Kitty Kisses. So finding your hips even, finding your knee bent. Now, as you can see, now my knee is a little higher than my hip. It's not preferably where you would do it. I feel like this might be a little too low. Maybe that's a little bit better. You could do it this way. Let's try it. I'll keep my foot on the floor. I'm going to lift my waist in here and round over. And now, by this point of the day, I've done this. This is the fourth time I think I'm doing this today. So, because I taught some classes and some privates. Rounding over, and I've already taught it to you on and my own workout and the video I showed you. One more time, lifting, pulling your waist back, making sure you're not rocking side to side, constantly watching the body. 3 to 5 of these. And then you can always put your hair back too if you'd like. Switching. So I'm wanting to go to this side even here. It's not as bad as it was earlier for me, but what I'm going to do, I folded this, and then you can, like, I folded this in 3. No, I didn't, excuse me. I folded it in half, and then I folded it in half again. You can find what fold works for you. Maybe you only fold it in half. I find that if it's just a little obnoxious off to the side, it helps me a little bit because now I'm already lifting and pulling in and up and out of that spot. And so finding your knee, lifting your waist, and rounding over, which unfortunately in the video, you're not really going to be able to see my back. And honestly, if I had hands on me, I would probably be rounding better because then I could feel where. I can always feel where. I'm just not necessarily showing you. And rounding up. Now I am. One more time, lift up and over. So this is your modified version of your tree. For those of you who are feeling your backs aren't feeling wonderful, you're feeling like you need to stretch, but you can't even lift your leg up into your body, that's where you would start with that. So going for your tree, same idea, feeling both hips evenly. Grab behind your thigh, and you're going to stretch your leg the best it goes. It might not go this much. Be careful not to let this happen when you stretch, right? A lot of people will stretch like this. When you pull your thigh in, keep it there. The leg goes as straight as it can from that spot. And hold, and you can point and flex your foot. Ooh, still tight though. Could do this for days apparently. and walk your hands up your leg. Now, don't let yourself fall forward and don't pull your leg up. For those of you who are very flexible, it's easy to do this, but still sit like this. Lift your back. It's the whole point of the exercise. It's about the back. Go over, kiss your leg, and stack back up. And again, lifting the waist, go over, kiss your leg, and stack back up. Now one more time, lift up and over and kiss your leg, and stack back up. Good. And then you can either lengthen your leg a little bit more, you can walk your hands higher depending on where your arms are, or you could grab the ball of your foot, pulling the pinky toe back to you. Oh, Baby Yoda's too slippery. And then come down. Now you're going to do your other side, and again, I'm going to sneak my little training wheel underneath me, so to speak. Grabbing your left leg, grab behind your thigh, and I want to twist this way too. I can feel I want to sink back into this, so that's why you saw me pull into this spot, because for me, that's where I need to pull. You'll notice on your body you're going to do funny things. You do it the best you can. It's always great. That's why you have your private sessions with instructors, is to teach your body. Stretch your leg up 3 times. Ooh, do you hear the cracking in my knee? It's the tighter side. Point and flex your foot. A lot of times our knees bother us because our lower back is tight. So just keep that in mind. It's really good for you to do this exercise as well if your knees are bothering you. Now, see how I want to pull forward a little bit? I have to pull back and up and then stretch this leg. Again, remember, this is the tighter side for me. Lift the waist and then go over the best you can. Oh God, this is so much better than it was before. Yay! Look, Pilates works. Lift up and over, kiss your leg, and stack back up. And one more time, lift and up and over, and stack back up. And again, stretch your leg longer. Grab up higher if you need to. Sometimes it depends on your pants, you might have to move them. And or grab the ball of your foot, or as Shara would say, pick your apple. And then bend the leg and come down. So let me know if you've done this exercise, if you're trying it on your own, if you need me to troubleshoot, reach out. I would love to help, and I would love to hear from you. So let me know. Until next time, blessings.